Credit Cincinnati and their players and staff. A hard-fought game. For everything that I could see, really pretty clean game. Not a whole lot of stuff that misrepresents college football. Really a nice college football game that was hard-fought on both sides. I'd like to thank UConn Nation for coming out and on an early day. The lot was packed when I got here. Tailgating, energy, Husky Walk was full, and it just speaks to how awesome the people of the state are, and supporting the flagship university and coming out to support specifically the players and the team and the coaches. I felt it, so thank you. I'm just proud of the team, specifically the seniors, having had a rough go of it against this team for their time here. So for them to play that way, those seniors to play the way they did this afternoon is really special. And I'm proud of them, and I'm honored to serve them. There was some really good performances in terms of the team. I thought it was a good team, complementary football victory in all three phases. I felt like the team fit each other well at different times. Once the offense got going a bit, the catalyst on that, end of the half play. But I really was excited about the three phases fitting together. And then overall, as it relates to the preparation, which we spoke about on Tuesday, we spoke on the radio a few different times. The guys just came back to work. I mean, they love playing football, and they like being together, and we all energize each other. And they use the first 5 weeks, the good, the bad, the ugly, to serve them and improve all of it. And that's what we talk about, and that's what our DNA is. So, questions?
Bob, we know that tackles and catches win football games, but what about anything you said about emotion and momentum after that big play that ended the first half?
I think so. That's why college football is just the greatest game in the world. I think that it's still that young person that can believe and be excited and encouraged and reinforced in a positive way, that action, rather than feeling defeated or upset or downtrodden because they're not doing well. So I think anytime you can have an explosive play that becomes a catalyst and an energizer is a great thing. But to speak to the resiliency, there was enough bad plays to begin with that they never really even the look in their eye was never like they learned that lesson. That was a lesson that we had learned. And they just played each individual play the best that they could. And they didn't helicopter the game at 40,000 feet to try to figure it all out. They just played the plays. Play the next play. Play it hard.
Bob, could you talk a little about you held Arkell Newsome out in the first quarter, why you did that, and how he responded to that?
Yes, and a little coy, because it's kind of family business. But to say a violation of team rules, I don't want to get the wheels turning that it was something that Arkell is a fantastic young man, and he's made a lot of deposits in his trust bank account. And there's no external conversation here. It was only internal, and he had a late Friday little violation of how we do our business, and to keep our culture intact and so that we're honest and trust. In a family, you have to have trust. Not that you like everything that happens to you or is said to you in your family and every family member, but you trust what's going to be responded. And the fact of the matter is, I had to make a decision I wish I didn't have to make. Obviously, I wasn't thinking Friday afternoon I was going to have to decide between potentially beating Cincinnati and a teaching moment. And I chose a teaching moment, and I'm always going to choose a teaching moment. So.
How he played after.
Coach, how he played. You got him the ball. You talked this week about.
Arkell is an electric player. Yeah. So he touched the ball 18 times. I don't know when that play is going to be that he just squirts through there and runs for a very long way, but it's going to be a play, and maybe more than that. So we just got to keep giving him the ball. And he's a fantastic young guy. Fantastic young guy.
Obviously, there were tweaks on defense with Jamar moving over, but was it more of just an effort thing? They were so much better, a preparation thing, or how did they kind of switch from last week?
I mean, there were moments last week that were really stout. I mean, we played 35 minutes really, really well and forced punts and 3 and outs, and 25 minutes where the train was off the tracks a little bit, which is, not characteristic of how we play defense. As it relates to positionally, you go in and you have a mindset and evaluation of the guys. But John Green Sr. has been a guy that just continues to grind and get better and get better and get better. And it became obvious over the last few weeks that he was one of our best 4 and one of our best 11. So we got to play our best players. And how about Jamar? I mean, so selfless. Just shoot whatever you want. What does the team need me to do? I'll do whatever I got to do. I mean, the conversation was literally 5 seconds. And a highly intelligent, football intelligent guy. So, just proud of John. And John Robinson's coming in. I mean, John Robinson freshman played the whole final drive. And the DPI is the DPI, and I'm not saying, I'm sure it was a good call. I think the officials did a fantastic job officiating the game. But he was on body. I mean, I don't have much to coach either there. He's on body, and maybe get your eyes back, a little bit sooner, that kind of thing. But proud of the way the guys played.
You spoke about Cincinnati having maybe the best line you faced so far, and the best set of running backs. They had 9 plays inside your 10 in the second quarter and had 3 field goals. Can you just run me through how important it was for you guys to stay?
Yeah, I mean, that's critical. And the mindset is that if there's a place to stand, then you have an opportunity to get off the field. And that's how the guys think, and that's how they play. And they don't get discouraged as it gets closer. It's an energizer. The fact of the matter is the offensive menu decreases. So they had their playbook 30 yards ago. I wasn't sure if you were. Whoa! I mean, I got my CPR training, man. Jeff, I got my CPR training. I put it into action. No problem. I got your back, man. I'm not giving you mouth to mouth, but that's okay. Yeah, no, you don't have to do that anymore. So, the guys understand that the playbook it works in our favor. I mean, you think they'd be closer, it would not work in your favor, but the playbook shrinks to 25% of what it is because the field space changed. So they have that mindset, and that's what we got in our DNA.
Coach, talk about Bryant, could you, and how he played today, kind of how your offense finally got it rolling at some point.
Yeah, it's like it's a little bit like a roller coaster, And I mean, I hate roller coasters, so I really do, and I don't know how else to say it. So there's moments where it's like, you're at the top and it's crashing, and then you're, and going over the loop-de-loop, and you saw the loop-de-loop today. It did look a lot like a roller coaster. So he obviously had a couple of really bad plays, really bonehead plays that he knows. And then he's so tough and in love with the team and the work and quarterbacking the team, and he's such a passionate guy and a great leader. He puts together a couple fantastic drives on just guts, on just absolute guts and football intelligence. So we just keep working with him. I mean, you think about that drive that he was running the ball and producing first downs and kept that thing alive. Then you think about at the end, the field goal drive. I think they grinded the ball down for almost 7 minutes. I mean, it went down from like almost like 10 down to 3. Basically, don't quote me, it's close, but 6 and change to 7 minutes on that drive. So he did some great things, and he did some poor things. And the best part of him, he's got no ego. All he wants to do is get better. So he'll get the plays on Monday, and he won't have any kind of swagger about it, and he'll just be excited to be being coached and to be being in the building. And he's a great teammate.
Bob, your run defense, I think you held them to negative yardage running the ball the last 3 quarters. What was the key there?
Yeah, I think the guys were ready to be physical with their hands and tackle well and the eye discipline and not convoluting them systematically from too much conflict, so they could get down into those runs.
Bob, talk about just for the morale of the team, how important it was to get a win today. You lost a couple in a row. How badly did you guys just need a W to make them feel better about themselves?
Yeah, very badly. Very badly. I mean, I hope that they would feel great about themselves anyway, because they're working so hard and they try so hard. And when you do that and you just keep straining and grinding and you never quit and you just keep doing everything you can possibly do, there's no reason why they should ever feel less than. But winning definitely reinforces that we do things the right way. We have winning habits. And those winning habits and that winning investment, when they produce wins and you get that dividend back, that's the best. That's the best. They played the place to win. They played the place to win today. That's what I saw. They played the place to win. They weren't all beautiful. Every play wasn't beautiful. But they played, even the bad plays with Bryant, he was playing to win. He played the place to win, and I'm so proud of that.
First time you got the ball in the third quarter, you just went, 2 guards, the center just went behind those 3 guys, and 5 yards, 4 yards, 5 yards. How good was that for those guys to kind of have the trust in them and then to execute like that?
Yeah, and they're kind of back now. They're back together. Everybody's on the mend with that line, and look much better.
Junior Joseph, is that something you're worried about?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it's significant enough to keep a gladiator out. But if he had to go, he could have, and he just didn't feel like that he was going to be able to run as well as Matt Walsh or EJ. So it was very selfless. Very selfless. He didn't feel like he was going to be able to move as well as those other 2.
Got one more question?
In your mind, offensively, when you have that kind of production from Markfield and Noel, the kind of yards they had today, I think you're going to win most games with that kind of production.
I mean, I don't have a crystal ball, and I'm not sure what happens in other phases. There's a lot of things that go into getting a win, which is spectacularly hard on any given Saturday against anyone that you play. I mean, not many of these teams are very different. But when we can get Arkell the ball and get Noel the ball and get Ron the ball, Beals had a spectacular. We got some guys that can do some things with the ball in their hand, and when they have it, good things can happen. We can become hard to beat.
Okay, we'll get some players in here.
Thank you.